Hello, everyone. This is Demetrius Curry. Hope everyone is having a wonderful week. Welcome to Financially Fit Fridays. We are back once again talking to some amazing people in the industry of finances, building owners, all these different things that people are doing in their business, and they're bringing it right here to Financially Fit Fridays, brought to you by W Squared AV Talk. I am Demetrius Curry. For those that are new to our show, Financially Fit Fridays, we get together on this particular Friday and say, hey, we want to talk about being financially fit in your business. But today we have something really special. I'm very excited that we have none other than Miss Demi Howell with us today. And she's going to be joining us in a few moments. Listen, let me tell you a little bit about this lady right here, okay? I hate to blow her horn and give her all kind of accolades, but she's just an amazing business owner in the industry. She has been in the business of beauty for many years, over 20, 25 years in the industry. But not only that, she has built businesses to multiple six-figure income businesses. And so I'm so excited that we have her here with us today to talk about financially fit, being, extra in your business, how to pull things back when you need to pull things back, and how to actually be present for yourself, right? So I'm so excited to bring her on. Miss Demi, are you there?
Yes, I am here. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for having me on. I am excited about this interview.
I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you for taking out the time to be here with us today. And I just want to jump right in. I mean, we talked about this some time ago, and I was like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to get on your schedule, but I got to find time to get into
Yeah.
your schedule because people need to hear about the other side, of being a business owner and not only fighting for financially fit, being able to do things in your business and to be able to grow and to scale. Not only that, but to also make sure that you're taking care of self in that time frame. That's part of being financially fit.
Absolutely.
Absolutely part of being financially fit in your business, of being able to pull things together and to know when you need to pull back for yourself. So
Yeah.
tell us about what you're doing right now in the industry. You have also started talking to people, getting on platforms, explaining to them, coaching, telling them what's really going on behind the scenes of being a multi, figure earner. What does that look like, and how do we help our business owners today by giving them those nuggets of encouragement? So I'm going to give you the floor. Tell me what's going on in the industry.
So for me, I just recently retired March 1st. Woo, I'm so happy I was able to do that. From behind the chair as not only a stylist in a salon, but just the industry as a whole. It was something I've been doing for since I was like 13 or 14 years old. So this year I'd be 43. So you can only imagine, the journey it took back then, where entrepreneurship wasn't really a thing, you know what I mean? So I didn't really I had a foundation, but I did not have the financial tools that are available now, back then. And so for me, I found myself crashing, as
Mm,
entrepreneurs, especially in the industry that I work in. Of course, we can make a lot of money. And what my relationship with money was, because I made a lot of money, I wanted a lot of things. I wanted a lot of things.
right.
And those things gave me pleasure at the time. But in the long run, those things is also what kind of made me get to the point to where I got tired and I wanted to retire, because I felt like I was on a hamster wheel. Though I had savings account and I had some investments, it wasn't enough for me to walk away. And so I began to get very weary. I began to get very tired in my journey. And it was very difficult for me, because when you do something that you absolutely love, you eat, you sleep, you breathe it, and you get to a point to where you just despise it. I knew at that time that it was time for me to walk away, but I did not have the proper things set up to be able to walk away. So what I had to
Mm,
do was I had to really take an in-depth look at my life. I had to take
mm,
an in-depth look at my relationship with money. I had to also take an in-depth look at the fact of, well, I
mm.
deserve this. you know. You
Yes,
know what I mean?
yes,
Because
yes.
it's easy to get in that mindset, because when you're working so hard, it's like, well, I do deserve this, but I had to think, but is do I really need it? And what is
Right.
going to be the benefit of me doing this in the long run? And so
Mm,
I had to really go deep. And the journey wasn't easy, because I felt like, I built myself up to this point, but now I have to let certain things go, because I had to grow up
mm,
and I had to be an adult, and I had to say, hey, do I really need this Bentley? Like, do I really need this car? Do I really need
yeah,
this car? What is this car doing for me? Is this car just making me look good? Is it really a reward? Like what is the purpose of it? And hey, everybody who's on here, I am not against people having nice things, luxury items. I want to say that first and foremost, because I still like nice things, but I had to ask myself, did I need that? Did I need this 6,000 square foot home in a family of four? You know what I mean? So those are the things I had to think about. Do I need to go to Neiman's, and every time I go to Neiman's, I need to buy $2,500 worth of stuff? So I just began to down spiral, because it came a time in my journey, my process, that I wanted to walk away in
right,
2018. And I did walk away. However, I didn't have $100,000 in the bank to walk away. I didn't have $50,000 in the bank to walk away, but I knew I had to do it for my mental space, because I was literally sinking. I was getting to the point to where I was going to work, and what people didn't know is, on my way to work, I would literally cry the entire journey. And I would
mm,
have to snap and get it together, so that I could go in and I could be this amazing stylist and listen to my clients and make them feel beautiful and transform them while I was dying inside.
wow, that's
While I was,
deep.
yeah, I was literally dying inside. I just, there were days I would just walk and I would just be so angry. I would be so angry. So, there for
Mm,
me, I just got tired. I just got tired. I was a perfectionist. I did so many clients. I just got tired. And the thing of it is, when you're tired of doing something, and it goes back to money. If you don't have something set up where you can walk away and you can be free and you can still maintain that financial lifestyle that is befitting for your family, you're
right.
going to crash. You're going to go through mental issues. You're going to go through depression. You're going to go through anxiety. You're going to go through suicidal thoughts, because you're going to feel like, I
Mhm.
cannot get out of this.
And you're in the hole.
I'm in the hole.
You're in a hole mentally. I mean, it
Yes.
becomes a mental setback. And I'm so glad. I want to piggyback on a few things that you said. You said that, you know, your thought process of your relationship with money changed. And
Yeah.
that was really one of the things that I talk to people about all the time. What is your relationship with money?
Yeah.
Because it can be one of those things that can propel you or sabotage you. And it can
Absolutely.
put you in a real situation where you're like, okay, I got to now maintain this certain lifestyle. So I have to go do this and I have to go do that. And I have to go make sure I'm working myself to the limit. And then you don't have time for self. You don't have time for family. You don't have time to enjoy life. You don't have
Yeah.
time to see about yourself medically. All those things is like, okay.
Yeah.
And you and I talked about this before. I'm one of those,
Yeah.
like, I hate car notes.
Woo.
I don't like
I
the whole
hate them.
car note thing.
I hate them.
I'm just like, no, because forever and ever and ever, I had a car for 20 years with no car note, and it
Hmm.
felt real good. And then the car went down on me, and I had to go get another car.
Yes.
But okay, I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to work with her and talking to her about this. And while she's getting back on, guys, I'm going to talk into Instagram some too here. is that what she's talking about is being able to move forward in your business, to still live the way that you want to live in your business and do things nice in your business, right? But to do it in such a way where you're also taking care of yourself, right? To make sure you're also taking care of yourself. That is such a big thing. Hey,
Hey,
we lost you for a second, but that's
I
okay.
know. Well, I'm
But
back.
what I was telling them was is that I'm picking back on what you were saying, that you have to still be able to put yourself first in all of this, right? You still
Absolutely.
have to be able to mentally think, okay,
Hmm.
it's okay that I have a profitable business. It's wonderful to be able to do things and buy extravagant, wonderful things that you want to have. Big houses, cars,
All of
wear
that.
your red bottoms, all that stuff that, that you feel like you need to do. But
Hmm.
at the end of the day, where are you positioning yourself to
Hmm.
be able to really see about yourself, number
Yeah.
one, and to be able to maintain a doable lifestyle, a
Yeah.
doable lifestyle. Because that one of the things that you mentioned is that you are really pushing yourself really hard.
Yeah.
You're pushing yourself really, really hard. But I commend you that you were able to look at that and say, enough.
No. Listen, I said I'm not doing this anymore. I'm like, why? I had to ask myself why. Like, what is? I tell people all the time when it comes to, um, business and even in life, like, what is your why and what is the legacy that you want to leave? My
Mm-hmm.
legacy is not the Bentley. My legacy is not the 6,000 square foot home. My legacy is not my design. It has nothing to do with any of that. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I had
Yeah.
to really just dig deep within myself and say, girl,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this is you. It's not about anybody else. It's about your mental health. It's about you
Yes.
getting back to yourself. It's about you getting back to being a more of a present wife and not so wrapped up in the
Mm-hmm.
business, being a mother, like those things. So it being an entrepreneur, it is very it can be a little difficult because you do have to
Yeah.
have that mental capacity to
Yes.
try to balance it all. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
And
not.
there's never really a balance.
It's a balancing act.
There you go. It's a balancing act. It's
Yes.
never really a balance because it's like, from day to day, other things take precedence. And it's like it's never really anything's ever really balanced out. At least it's not in my life, where
Of
it's
course.
never really balanced out, where, you have, this company and you have staff that need you here, and then you have home and you got children that's in sports and they need help with whatever they got education wise, and then you have a spouse that needs you to
Hmm.
support them, and it's never really a balance to it all.
Yeah.
But what you do have to do is you have to make sure that you keep a mindset. And this is with this being Mental Health Month. I'm telling you, girl, there is so much going on
Hmm.
in the mental health space. And that's why I said, you know what, this is a great opportunity for us to come on and talk about not only just the finances,
Hmm.
but let's talk about the mental part of it, of, hey,
Hmm.
how do we keep ourselves, still in the game,
Yeah.
still pushing for, profitability in our business, still doing well,
Hmm.
yet
Hmm.
make sure we are mentally thinking, okay, don't go so far
Exactly.
that you're starting to lose your happiness, that you're starting
Hmm.
to lose your relationships with your family, that you're
Hmm.
starting to lose, the things that's really, really should be important to you, like your health and things like
Yeah.
that. When you start to lose those things, then there needs to be a reevaluation, don't you think?
Oh yeah, it's got to be a reevaluation. It has to be a reevaluation, and that's exactly what I did. I reevaluated. I downsized. I sold the Bentley. I got out of 6,000 square foot and went to 1,500 square foot. And I was in 1,500 square foot for 3 years. So it gave me that it taught me how to be minimalistic
Mm,
and be okay,
mm,
and be okay. And so that moment in time really taught us a lot, living in 1,500 square feet and getting rid of things and, not having, I would say, the extravagant home or the extravagant car. But what I started to find myself is that I was having peace. Peace
you,
start Pete, and when the thing about it, what I would tell anybody is if you on a hamster wheel and once you start putting in different things and navigating through life and that peace hits you, I promise you, you won't turn back. You will
Mm.
not turn. It don't matter what it used to look like. It don't matter what it used to look like to people. You cannot beat peace. You cannot buy peace.
You cannot
Peace is
buy peace.
priceless. Peace is priceless.
Yes, that is so true. You cannot buy peace.
You
I
cannot
mean,
buy
if
peace.
that's the case, all these celebrities that are going through mental situations or whatever, they got enough money to buy them peace
Yeah.
if if it was something that you could buy, right?
Yeah.
And that is so true. And so you
Hmm.
have to actually start thinking about, how
Yes.
do I make sure that
Hmm.
I'm okay?
Hmm.
How do we make sure that we're okay?
Hmm. Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
and you and I have this kind of conversation before. It's like, hey girl, listen, I'm just calling to check on you. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's like it's not even I need to know what all you're doing. You need to know what I'm doing. I just want to check and see if you mental all right. And I do that a lot with a lot of my colleagues and my close friends and
Yeah.
things like that. I said, hey, outside of business, how are you?
Exactly.
And you need that. You need that
Hmm.
accountability to check in with some of your friends and your colleagues, especially those that are close to you, and they on the grind, and they
Yes.
pushing hard, and they trying to
Hmm.
position their businesses and maybe leave a legacy for their
Yeah.
families. And we get
Yeah.
it, right? Because
Yeah.
we're there too, because we're constantly pushing, we're constantly
Hmm.
like, okay, what do I need to do to leave this for my son? How do I set him up properly? How do I make sure we put all the outer assets in the trust? How do I do this? Let me meet with this person. Let me meet with that person. Let me make sure that my attorney got together. Let me make sure. You
Hmm.
see what I'm saying? And as
Yes.
you're working with those people, all of it sort of can get to you like, whoa, my to-do list is so long.
It's never ending.
It's never ending.
It's
It's
never
never
ending.
ending. And it's always going to be a point where you're like, I just took 10 things off to put 15 things on. And
Absolutely.
and we get it. As
Hmm.
entrepreneurs, we get it. And I think that in the entrepreneur space, we need to have these conversations, need to have these discussions, because people are out here thinking that they by themselves because they're maybe a single member owner, or maybe doing, and they grinding, and they don't want people to know that they struggling with it. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen, we got to.
Hmm. And I think for me being on the other side of it, I think what's important for me now when I do talk to entrepreneurs, because I have seen it transform into something that is foreign to me, because
Mm,
now it has been made to look so glamorous. So
mm.
people are not seeing the process of the entrepreneurs, the big entrepreneurs. They are not showing the process. They're not showing the fact that, hey, I had to pay my light bill in my business. So my lights at home, I didn't pay that. Like, so this is real things, and they need to hear it. And sometimes they do need to see it, because they get in entrepreneurship and they see the end result of somebody else's story who has not told them the grit of it. And so now they feel like they're going to have this glamorous ride and it's going to be easy peasy. It's not.
It's not. It's not.
And
And
we
I'm gonna
have
tell
to
you,
have that conversation with these young
mm,
entrepreneurs. We have to have this conversation with them, because this is not like old school marketing when we started out. There's so many other things that have got involved where they can visibly see hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs who are living a lifestyle, but you don't know their story.
listen, that lifestyle, that glamour, and I tell people this all the time. My clients think I'm just so silly when I say this. I said, listen now, you call and check on me. Don't worry about what you see in media. Yeah,
Yeah.
TV, radio, magazine,
Hmm.
whatever,
Yes.
book, international, whatever. Don't worry about that. I want you, if you're gonna be friends with me, if you're gonna say
Hmm.
we are friends,
Hmm.
you call and checks on me every once in a while.
Yeah.
A text message, hey girl, you all right? Just checking on you, because I mentally do that to make
Yeah.
sure that those that are close to me, that they know, hey, I'm just thinking about you, making sure everything's okay.
Hmm.
Everything, how is things outside of work? And that's always my thing is, how are things outside of work?
Yes.
Because we get so tied up into talking about work day to day that we forget to say, girl, I'm struggling.
I'm tired.
I'm tired. I need a break.
Yeah.
Can I talk to you about something?
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's part of you wanting to really take care of not only you but take care of those around you,
Yeah,
and that's some of the things that entrepreneurs do not see. They don't get the collaboration. They don't get the I'm worried about you, how are you feeling. They don't get any of that, and then they're suffering in the background of trying to do all this on their own.
absolutely. And
Literally,
sometimes they don't speak up because they're afraid of what people are going to think, and they're afraid that people are going to think that they're a failure. But at the end of the day, we are all human.
there you go.
It's human nature and it's human experience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
and it, that's just what it is. We, at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day, up under all of it, we are all human and we are
Yes.
all relatable. So sometimes you have to kind of let that armor down, and let that, I got it going on, and I'm a boss and I'm making boss moves, and then when you by yourself, you are crying, you are bawling, like you don't even
Yes.
know which way to turn. You don't even know if you're gonna be
Yes.
able to pay your mortgage.
Listen, or how you gonna pay the mortgage, the
Yes.
team? You got all this other stuff. Oh, I need to get this paid, but I ain't got paid from my commissions or from my
Mhm.
contract yet.
Mhm.
Let me figure it out.
Mhm.
Life
Life.
behind the scenes of an
Yes.
entrepreneur is real. It's real out here, y'all. It ain't Instagram. It's not, what you see
Mhm.
on all these little shows and reality. It is not. It's stuff behind the scenes that you got to understand
Yeah.
that happens as an entrepreneur, and keeping your mental in that place is so huge in being fit in
Yes.
your business.
Yeah.
It's no way that you can possibly, keep it going
Mhm.
and scale even
Oh
at
no,
that. It
no,
ain't no scaling
not at all. At
when you
all.
already burn out, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's why it's important to talk about those things. I listen, I've had some crying nights, Demi. Listen,
Yes. Me too.
girl,
For sure. For sure. For
I've
sure.
had some crying nights. I've had some mornings where I woke up and didn't want to get out the bed. I've had
Mhm.
those, I don't know what to do. I've done everything I possibly can do. All I can do is stand still in that moment and just wait till it passes by. I've been in those moments.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
it's just real.
Yeah.
It's real. And it's part of, understanding what your limits are.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
part of understanding what your limits are. I've gotten to a point where, it's sometimes I'm like, okay, today's my limit. I've had it for this week. I can't take on nothing else.
Yes. I've had enough human interaction.
I've had
I
enough.
have to shut down right now
Yeah.
to regroup and recharge. It's a real thing.
Yes, and that's real. That you have to slow it down for a minute and say, you know what? Yeah,
Mhm.
I know. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm a boss.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yes, I have a business. Yes, I'm
Mhm.
a mom. But
Mhm.
guess what? I'm human, and
Absolutely.
I need time for self, and I need time to just get my
Mhm.
thought process together.
Mhm.
Or this right here is not making me feel warm and fuzzy about this part of my business.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to pull that back so I can have more time for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And even now that I'm on the other side of retirement, because I've done so much, the pressure that I'm having from everybody is like, what's next, Demi? Oh, what you doing next? I know y'all got something, so because you do something for so long and you're great at it, sometimes the people can inflict that pressure on you. And so
Yeah.
you start to feel like,
Yeah.
oh, well, maybe I need to do this, or oh, maybe I need to do that. But you gotta still come back to center and be grounded and
Yes.
understand that just because you did this big, huge thing in the past, it doesn't
Yes.
mean that you have to do it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to find that peace. My whole thing is peace.
There you go. There you go.
If it don't bring me peace, Demetrius, I will walk away from it because I
I
have
know.
been in a space for years where I did not have peace.
I know it. I know it.
You
And then we
know?
talk about this too. Like, I need my peace of mind. I need to bring this out. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
Listen, having those accountability partners in your
Yeah.
life, you know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
I'm thankful that you are one of my accountability partners.
Yes,
Love
me
you,
too.
sis. And it's like, hey,
Hmm.
pull back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Get yourself grounded,
Hmm.
figure it out.
Hmm.
Don't,
Hmm.
don't put yourself in that position where you are struggling mentally.
And two, I would like to encourage people to find them a financial person,
Hmm.
strategist. Find you someone, whether it be your bank, whether it be somebody that is a financial guru. Get with somebody. Get clarity on what you need to do with your money, how to move your money, what accounts to put it in, how to grow interest, what can you do to get this money at a certain amount of time. You have to do that sooner than later. Really, when you start in the business, that is what you should be doing, because you're not going to work forever. And if you don't have that set up,
Right.
it's I promise you, you're gonna go through a lot.
Yes, yes, and we
It's
talked about
important.
that.
It's
It's
important.
important. It's important. We talked about that last Friday. Of I have the same 24 hours in a day as you have,
Yeah.
and in that 24 hours a day, I may be working 8, maybe 10 hours.
Hmm.
I need certain things working in my favor.
Yes.
You need things working in your favor that
Yes.
has been positioned, and you have put things away in such a way where it's compounding for you without your efforts. In order for
Absolutely.
you to be able to do what you want to do,
Hmm.
retirement wise,
Hmm.
later.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. And so
Hmm.
you just sort of echoed what we were talking about last week. Absolutely
Yeah.
got to have it.
Hey, listen. Hey, I have to say this because when I get on these interviews and I talk about the glamorous, I always get so much flack of saying, "Well, it's like you're telling people not to live their best life." That's not what I'm saying. I like nice things. I'm saying put it in perspective. Just put it in perspective. You know what I mean? That's all.
Hmm.
Just put it in perspective. It's not. I'm not against nice anything. I just think people need to put it in perspective, because when I was in it, I did not project that I would get tired. I thought this would be something that I would do forever,
Wow.
and you probably took up until my 50s, maybe even 60s, because I loved it so much. So I didn't have the projection to be like, girl, you're really gonna get tired. You need to start really like setting up some real financial backing, not just simple
Right.
stuff. You need to really go in depth and get your finances in order. And I had to do that.
There you go. There you go.
Thanks
And
to you, the financial guru, baby.
you're welcome, love.
Yeah.
But you and I, you know what I'm talking about. We're
Yeah,
on the
do.
same wavelength in as far as trying to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves and our families, but be able to enjoy life at the same time. And it's nothing like having the experience of you being able to
Yes.
still being
Yes,
able to breathe through this process, because we as entrepreneurs, we sometimes we miss that,
we do.
and it's like I don't have time to.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
got to have that,
you
right?
do. You
And
do.
so I'm so excited that you were here with us today. I know we went over, but this got all kind of interesting.
I know, I know, I know, I know.
I try to keep it within 15 minutes, but it's hard when we get
It
on the
is,
phone.
yeah. It is hard. It is hard. I do that. I just appreciate you letting me come on, just share a little bit of my story.
Yes,
Just about life after retirement, life before retirement, and how
yes,
to, find what does it look like to find that peace and
yes,
really have a mental stability and not be all over the place and not feel sad and not feel so overwhelmed 24 hours a day.
yeah, yeah. Demi, how can we stay connected with you? Where can they find you for other platforms that would love for you to come tell your story and speak? How do they connect with you, and where do we find you in the media?
Yes. So I am on Instagram and I am on TikTok and Facebook, the Demi Howell at the Demi Howell. My web address is demihowell.com. It is not up and running right now because I have changed it all from hair to something else. So I am working on that. What I'm going to be working on when I do launch the website is being a pivot practitioner. And that is basically helping entrepreneurs find ways to pivot even
Mm,
when they start the journey. We've been told that we have to have a business plan, and a business plan to me is projection, but a pivot plan is protection.
there you go.
Yeah.
There you
So you
go.
have to have things in place when you're first starting out. You know what I mean?
Listen, that sounds like a t-shirt. Go ahead and clap it on a t-shirt real quick.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. I love that. Thank you so much for including that
Of course.
information. And we will be pulling this together for some more. We've had a fantastic time today, guys, with Miss Demi Howell. Listen, you're talking about true nuggets of dropping some real wisdom, okay, about trying to make sure that your mental is also in line with your financial goals and what you're trying to do in your business, and also just lifestyle of not doing more that's going to put you in a bad position. Mental, we try and keep about that mental health. We try and talk about that mental health and keep you there where you need to be till you can still have longevity in your business and longevity in life and your personal life. So we're so glad that you were here with us today. Thank you so much for joining us for yet another Financially Fit Friday. Okay, we will see you next weekend where we bring some more information about being financially fit in your business and in your lifestyle. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.